Yo, Blaine, you mad it?
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some ETH Staking in the boardroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some ETH Staking in the boardroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Staking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some ETH Staking in the boardroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some ETH Staking in the boardroom.
All right. Welcome, everybody. This is EMP.Money. This is our daily live AMA and Detonator rollover event. I am AJ, the team lead here at EMP, joined by my co-host with the most, Bull Gates. Bull, how are you today?
Really good. Great weather. Great day. And continuing the great day here with AMA, you know. I'm sure everybody followed you up on the James Pelton AMA. If they didn't, they missed a kind of a doozy over there. It was a really good one. So great job to you, and thanks to James for hosting that.
Yes, absolutely, Bull. Again, that leads right into our announcements for today. Welcome to all of you that may have followed us over here from our James Pelton AMA. James Pelton is an awesome crypto YouTuber. Talks a lot about finance and crypto, passive income. About 44,000 subscribers. And yeah, we were on his AMA today. James and I had about an hour and 10-minute conversation. Lots of updates, lots of PEG discussion. It was a very, very productive talk. With that, we had about $20,000 worth of EMP buys within an hour. So the community also responded. And all of you were over there in the comments with a bunch of support as well. So make sure you go look at that recording. I'm gonna post it after this AMA in our socials, just because again I've been going nonstop all day today from one AMA to another. But yeah, we'll post that video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to his channel. Retweet as well. James is a big Twitter guy as well, so make sure you're engaging on his posts. And yeah, I mean that was the AMA over there today was the epitome of what makes EMP special. Again, James has been a supporter from day one, but just like all of you, you know, he's also an investor and he's also learned the protocol as well. We spoke a lot about, you know, best practices, how you can be the best actor in our ecosystem, as well as making the most gains from a selfish standpoint. You know, what's best for you as the investor is also best for the protocol. So we talked a lot about that. We call it the light bulb moment. And once you have that light bulb moment where you fully understand how to utilize EMP and our ecosystem, it becomes really, really powerful. So, yeah, again, welcome to all of you that may have joined us from there, we're happy to have you. We talked a lot about our daily AMAs, which is what we are doing right now. We'll end things in about 45 minutes with our Detonator rollover event. So get ready for some hype around that. Hopefully, we see some large deposits and large snipers as we get ready for that rollover. So a little bit more alpha for you. Again, the AMA with James was really great, super productive. And then last night, I also had an AMA with El Taco Finance. They invited Bull and I on to talk. That was also a very, very productive AMA. They'll have a recording of that we'll be able to share hopefully later today. And El Taco Finance is a utility-based NFT. Again, we are always big supporters of NFTs that have actual use case. So by buying the NFTs, you're entitled to part of their treasury distributions. And they have invested about 100 grand into EMP. So I think the numbers they said last night was about 33% of their overall treasury is invested into EMP. They've been really great supporters of ours, and so we had again a deep dive into Impulse and a lot of other alpha. We even dropped some alpha in that AMA, so that's why it's really important that when we do these AMAs, that the community here at EMP always shows up to those AMAs, because you may hear the alpha first. So and that alpha was our ESHARE emission. So we've mentioned it a few times on the AMAs here, but we are going to go ahead and extend ESHARE emissions. Most likely what we are doing will be a decaying model. So not only will we extend ESHAREs for another year at full print, but then after that, there'll be a halvening model, or a decaying model, which again, every year thereafter, the emissions are cut in half. And even with that, again, I mean, the downside of having eShares continue is, that there's more eShares in circulation. But really, we have designed the protocol with that flexibility in mind. And so even after our emissions are extended, we will still be at least 2/3 of what other seigniorage protocols have in their share distribution. So again, to give you hard numbers, usually there's about 75,000 to 100,000 share tokens that are emitted over 1 year, not many years. And we right now we're only at about 25,000 e-shares for the first year. So even if we did another year of full print and then did the decaying model, we would still be well under 75,000 over the course of the next 10 years. So again, we feel that's really a great compromise, and it'll allow APRs to continue hopefully forever in the farm. So that is the major alpha of the last 24 hours. Again, we've been really busy behind the scenes. I've been going non-stop today, but happy to be here on this AMA as usual. We'll wrap it up right at about 1 hour from now. And do it all over again tomorrow. So in the meantime, I think we have a bunch of questions. Bull, you want to go over anything before we jump into questions?
Sure. I would just make a quick mention what you just said about eShare emissions, and that you guys have designed it where it's 1/3 of every existing, and you just said that it was going to taper off or decay, I think is the word you used. I think the important thing always is to remember is the use case, and not just eShare having a use case, but EMP, right? EMP having use cases too, as you guys build further out in the future with partnerships or different projects or different additions to the ecosystem, is that both eShare and EMP have utility, and it's really utility that gives it value. And so if we just look at that, right, we have to remember that the utility within the system, the thing that drives the system or the seeds for the system are EMP, and the crops are ESHAREs. But utilizing those things in all the proper ways that has been kind of talked about quite a bit is just remember that both of the tokens have value and utility, and so just be responsible business owners as you move forward and look towards the future of building your business and the ecosystem and your share of ownership in the economy that everybody's building here.
Absolutely, Bull. Yeah, and again, we're gonna do a full write-up on all of this. This is just the alpha news. And again, the UI is our #1 priority right now. We have plenty of time to roll out these changes on the share emissions. Again, and we'll educate everybody way before that happens. And a great point Bull just made. I mean, no matter what emissions end up being, based on, simple economics, as long as there are more use cases or more burn mechanisms for those tokens, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does, but it has less of an effect of actually how many tokens are in circulation, as long as there is continued use case and other mechanisms that lock those tokens up. So, and we have a lot of ideas for, again, continuing to give use case to EMP and eShare. Once we're back above PEG again, eShare will be very, very valuable because that's the only way to earn more EMP through the controlled inflation. And I know a lot of you may be listening to this and haven't experienced us being above PEG. Again, with the market crash, we've been below PEG for a while now. But that was one of the major things we spoke about in James Pelton AMA today, is that, being below PEG isn't necessarily a bad thing. The point of the protocol is that it's able to heal itself. So being above and below PEG as we go is the point. And as long as you're allocated heavily in farms, you're able to earn regardless of where we are in PEG and regardless of where the overall market is as a whole. So yeah, really, really exciting stuff. And we feel like this decaying model is something super different. Again, I mean, you see it already with Bitcoin and the halvening. I mean, typically bull runs follow after the halvening event because that's less tokens being emitted into the ecosystem, and just based on supply and demand, prices usually go up. So we definitely feel like eShare will continue to be extremely healthy from a price perspective as we move forward. So, all right, awesome. Yep. Yeah, go ahead, Bill.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say one thing. There was a comment in the James Pelton, the AMA, that somebody felt like they had kind of missed the boat, and they didn't invest early, so they feel like I said, they kind of missed the boat. And that I did answer, and just so in case anybody else didn't read that and is listening now, because the project is pegged to Ethereum, and Ethereum is down 2/3 or 60% or 70% in the last 2 months. Because it's pegged to that, it will follow the price down. So the entry is actually much cheaper than it is now. And so because this is a daily ROI, you're basically starting in at day one because the price of Ethereum has dropped. So the entry price is cheaper, but it's almost like a time machine in that it's taking you back to day one, and everybody else is sort of on equal footing with you here. So don't feel like you missed the boat. And always, like I like to say, the best time to do something is right now. And it's not a call to invest, but it's a call to, invest in your education and take advantage of opportunity when it's presented.
Absolutely, Bull. Amen, man. For sure. So, all right, I I see a few questions already. I'm gonna go ahead and
Yep.
read a few of them, and then if you see any on Discord, let me know. I'm on
Yep.
Telegram and YouTube right now. So the first question I see is from Robert B. He says, "Can you elaborate on how the protocol will be affected when ETH 2.0 rolls out?" So yeah, right now that has no effect on EMP. Again, we are pegged to Ethereum, but we're on the Binance Smart Chain. So it's BEP20 Ethereum, which is a one-to-one backed Ethereum that Binance owns. So really, ETH 2.0 has no technical effect on our protocol or the way PEG operates. Ultimately, with ETH 2.0, fees on mainnet will be lowered, and theoretically, that will help, again, drive user adoption on ETH even more so than it already is. And so that should, again, in theory, lead to a price appreciation of ETH. So we think ETH 2.0 could further help ETH get back to its all-time highs, if not higher. And again, with a long-term mindset, I mean, personally speaking, I think over the next few years, we could easily see Ethereum being in the $10,000 range, just because it is the money of the internet, and the more people that use ETH, the more value it has over time. So yeah, and we do have plans to of doing. I even spoke about this in the AMA with James today with our ETH staking contract. We do have plans of launching a front end on ETH Mainnet that will allow us to go after ETH 2.0 and ETH Mainnet users to get involved in our protocol, even if they don't want to bridge to BSC on their own, or again, be inundated with all it takes to learn a seigniorage protocol. So what that would look like would be just a simple staking contract on ETH Mainnet, where people would be able to submit their Ethereum. We would give them some sort of yield on that Ethereum, just like we do on our current ETH staking. And hopefully, again, that will drive TVL and potential revenue into our system. So yeah, that's ETH 2.0. All right, I have a few more over here on Telegram. I see any updates on the hedge fund investment. So yeah, we have been in touch with two hedge funds. One of them has already invested about $500,000, and the one before that is about half of that. We are getting institutional investment now. They have invested into different parts of our protocol, owning LP, as well as allowing us to utilize some of the ETH staking contracts for them. Again, that contract is locked up, but by partnering with us on a more institutional scale, we were able to develop our own custom smart contracts for them to utilize our ecosystem and get involved. So yeah, over the last month, we've had almost $1 million from hedge funds put into the ecosystem. So that's really bullish. I think a lot of the smart money is finally realizing, or I say finally, but they've realized that even with the downturn in the market, that this is the best platform as far as yields and still having exposure to Ethereum. We are industry leaders in that, and so yeah, the institutional money and larger players are getting behind us fully. So, all right, what else we have here? Is there? This is kind of a thread of questions, but I think what the main question is there a max payout in Detonator? So yes, 365% is the max payout. There is no actual token number that is a max payout. A lot of other protocols have a hard cap on actual tokens that you're able to withdraw, even if you are compounding. but that is really easily circumnavigated by just creating multiple wallets. So hard caps on that really don't matter. Instead, we incentivize you by compounding. So as long as you're compounding more than you're claiming, no matter if you have one wallet or 100 wallets, you'll never hit your maximum payout. So I hope that makes sense. I'm happy to clarify if that was not the question. But all right, cool. Any other on your side, Bull, or let me keep going here. I'll keep looking. But you want to add to that? Any of those I went over?
I had a question based on that, maybe that since you said you already have two hedge funds, I'm assuming then Jake can whip up a contract that meets their kind of reporting requirements. And maybe I'm not saying that the proper way, but I think you probably understand what I'm
For
asking.
sure. Yeah, so we sorry for the background noise here. So yeah, I yes, absolutely. So there are some, things that we need to abide by. The regulatory guidance in DeFi is still very, very gray. But these hedge funds that are getting involved, they have to have their own regulatory parameters. They have to report where the money is going in and out to avoid any money laundering issues or anything that they're accounting for. So yes, absolutely. We're not a custodial account, meaning we're taking people's funds and then lending them out again, just like Celsius and Voyager. I mean, they were actually lending those assets out, and again, that's what led to their ultimate demise because they were not able to pay on what they did. So with our system, the funds never leave our ecosystem. So it is a smart contract, again, that Jake is able to spin up depending on what these funds want to contribute. Everything stays in that contract. Everything is transparent on chain. You can see the yield being generated, and then ultimately, we were able to give an ROI to those investors, but we're also able to get a little bit off the top that as a revenue stream to our ecosystem. So again, through the power of blockchain, we're able to do all of this trustlessly and very transparently. And again, moving forward, when there is a lot more clarity on regulation within DeFi and crypto, we have every intention of, abiding by that when regulation finally comes. So, and we're way ahead of the game. I mean, what other protocol is doing things as responsibly as we are, as far as future regulation and working with big firms? I think that we're way, way ahead of the game with all that. So, yeah, does that help, Bull?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's I'm a big advocate of when people are investing in your platform, right? Like because we've all put into this platform, we want us to see the money stay in this ecosystem and build this economy. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that, and I just like that because I trust everything that's going on here. I can't say that I trust everything going on in DeFi, and I always tend to stay pretty close to home. And I have that expression: when your backyard is really nice, I don't go looking for another place to have a picnic. Right? It's this is a good place, and it's I like to see it keep growing and new people coming in, and the trust and the faith being rewarded and all the people here. So yeah, it's really good, man.
Perfect. Awesome, brother. Yeah, and again, we have every intention of growing those relationships, because if it's not if, it's when we deliver on those returns that we say we're gonna. You'll see it when we have our ETH staking contract now. The window will open in about another 24 days, I believe. And once people actually see that we did everything that we said we would do, we did it in a responsible manner, even with the market completely imploding. I mean, the fact that we're going to be able to be solvent on that ETH contract while the overall market crashed by about 80%. I mean, wrap your head around that for a second. Not only is that a testament to the power of our protocol and the yields that you can get through a seigniorage protocol, but that's also a testament to the math and the accountability and responsibility that we had, again, as a platform, to make good on whatever we roll out. So, and again, I mean, this is still all decentralized. We're not managing anybody's funds for them. It's all through smart contracts. They have to push the buttons to make it work. So we're not pushing buttons for anybody. So that's, again, why we say never have expectation of profit from the work of others. So, but yeah, it's bullish. I mean, again, I think once the floodgates open for that ETH staking contract again, we may hit our cap in a matter of hours, because we cannot take all the Ethereum that people would want to give. We still have that 2,000 ETH maximum, which again, we may be able to up that a little bit more, but we just have to wait and play it by ear based on what we have in the treasury. But again, I think it's just a testament to the sustainability of our protocol. So
Perfect. Now, since there are probably some new people listening based on that amazing AMA you did earlier with James, I see a question here in the main that says, with EMP being at 24 cents right now, will there be a scenario where it goes around $1, like when ETH goes back up to like 4K?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is 100% what it means. Our system is solely based on math and the ratios between our liquidity pairs and that inherent hard code in the economics of 4,000 to 1. So yes, absolutely. If and when Ethereum is back to $4,000, that will mean it's a dollar peg, which again, yes, would mean EMP is about 24 cents right now. EMP would also be up to $1. So not only are you getting the price appreciation of EMP, but you're also getting the exposure to Ethereum as it goes back up again. And that plays into what we say all the time of EMP being actual fractionalized Ethereum, just like Satoshi's would be to Bitcoin. EMP is a 4,000th pi segment of ETH itself, and we can actually say that because of our deep liquidity. Typically, seigniorage protocols have $1 or $2 million in total liquidity, and those are even the big guys. So we have about again 10 times that amount, and the larger and deeper our liquidity, the more you're able to buy and sell EMP without really moving the price, and actually realize the gains that we're saying you can. So again, and that's another way to look at it is right now we're about 0.9 peg, which means you can essentially buy EMP off the market, and that is a 10% discount on buying ETH. I mean, if I said to you, you want to buy some ETH at 10% off, chances are a lot of you would probably say yes, and that's really exactly what's happening with EMP right now. So, yeah, go ahead, Bull. You want to add to that, or?
Yeah, of course. So in the meantime, it's at 24 cents, but in that meantime, until it gets to $1, when Ethereum is at $4,000, and we're at that perfect 1.0 ratio, the Zen phase, as they call it, that's going to take time to get there. And How long that takes, nobody knows, right? Not even the smartest mathematician on the planet could tell you with a high degree of accuracy. But because we're all in DeFi, I'm going to assume that we're all ETH maxis, and we know that ETH is going to go up at some point in the future. So, do you want to DCA into ETH and have it sit in your wallet and potentially go up and down with the price? Or would you like to have it sit on a platform where you deposit it, you control it in a number of different ways, but it's tied to Ethereum with a product like EMP, and you can earn a daily yield. And of course, you'll still be exposed to the price fluctuations of ETH up and down, but you're able to earn a daily ROI or interest, however you want to look at it, every single day, and be able to stack units, especially during a down market, because nobody knows what's going to happen, in the future. Other than that, we anticipate that ETH is going to go up in the future. But if it's 100 days or 200 days or 300 days before ETH is at that $4,000 mark, wouldn't it be amazing to be able to earn daily interest on that every single day until the point that ETH was 4,000 and your EMP was $1 per token? I think it's an amazing opportunity, and like AJ was just talking about, this isn't just based on kind of guessing or math. It's math backed up by liquidity, and the liquidity is owned by everybody here. So the beautiful part is this is a user-built economy. Everything that everybody wants in the real world, to have their voice heard, to be a business owner, to be part of something where they can earn life-changing money. We'll talk about the real life-changing money in the Detonator in a little bit here, but the reality is DeFi presents opportunities that are almost impossible to find in the real world for the vast majority of people. But DeFi and crypto break down all kinds of barriers, if it's age, race, gender, whatever it is. DeFi doesn't really care about those things. It only cares about how much you're willing to invest yourself, into something and learn how to utilize it, because this really is the dream that everybody really kind of dreams about. And if you invest in educating yourself and learning how DeFi works and EMP works, you literally can earn while you're sleeping. So take advantage of an opportunity, to educate yourself right now, and don't wait for that 100 days, 200 days, 300 days for ETH to recover. Learn about this right now and invest in yourself. And then for the future, once you've taken that opportunity in the future, you're going to be like, you're not going to be that person saying, boy, gosh, I wish I would have done that, a year ago. I wish I would have done that 2 years ago. You won't have to say that. You're going to say, hey, I did that. And my guess is your life is going to be dramatically different. I'm not promising you financial gain, but if you put work and effort into this, you're going to meet a lot of amazing people. They're going to fill in the gaps of your knowledge that obviously are missing. And it's going to make crypto fun again.
Absolutely, that's a great, Bull. No doubt, man. Again, our crypto dad here with Bull, he's always giving us some great insight. And that's 100% true, bro. So, all right, awesome. Any other questions? I don't see any on here, and I don't know if you saw any on Discord. I'd love to hear from anybody from the army as well. I know Joe. I don't know if Joe is on. Joe, are you
No,
there?
Joe's not here.
There he
Nope,
is.
not here.
Not here. Perfect timing, bro. So yeah, man. I know. There was some discussion that you were having in the Telegram about a few things. So I don't know if you want to elaborate on some of that or any other news. I know in the AMA today with James Pelton, a lot of the discussion was around how to utilize nodes in the proper way. So maybe elaborate on that too. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, the question in Telegram was a little confusion over the tax. So the way that the tax works is that the system's really neat. Rather than you trying to calculate, oh, well, what's, say you've got 1 LP as your pending reward and you go to claim it, and then now you have 0.8. And so what the team did was they say, hey, let's just take the tax out up front. And then that way, if you have 1 LP in claims, you can claim that 1 LP. But then the real bonus is if you deposit that 1 LP, you actually get the 20% tax refund. The person trying to do the math was saying, well, then that would mean I would take the amount of LP I have times 1.2, which is the right math to add 20%. But without getting too technical, the tax was taken out of your gross amount, so you don't see that gross amount. So when you deposit 1 LP, you'll actually get a little bit more than 1.2. And really the way it comes down to is I like to calculate it based on how many tickets I get. So just keep in mind that we do have a table that's available in Discord and Telegram. For every 0.12 that you compound, that's going to get you 1 lottery ticket. So if you were to deposit into the detonator, it takes 0.15. So if you take 0.15 and take out the 20% tax or times 0.8, you would get 0.12. So that's how the math works. It's 20% off the 0.15 gives you the 0.12, which is why compounds only require 0.12 because you get the refund back. So when you try to do compounds in the detonator, just do the math and try to compound where you can get that full ticket. So if you've got 0.36, that gets you 3 tickets and so on. What I like to do is compound at least twice a day. That way I secure in my rewards in case Binance goes down or there's some congestion or other issue, or I missed it because I got busy. And then I like to do one final compound before the rollover. That way I kind of capture any snipers or deposits, because we do also get instant rewards. So when you see your daily burst, that's the calculation based on your share percentage and how much you have in deposits. That's the minimum amount you'll get for the entire 24-hour rollover period if you were to compound at the very end. But you also get additional money from people that deposit throughout the day. Those are called instant rewards. That's on top of the daily burst. And then remember, your daily bursts, you also get the 20% credit back. So in essence, you get quite a bit back. You just have to, I know the math is like a few things going on, but the bottom line is you want to compound more than you claim. And before you know it, if you've been in this long enough, your deposit balance will be growing to nosebleed levels. And I think Red was on a few days ago, Randy, talking about he had 30 LPs to start, and just through a little DCAing and compounding every day, he's gotten it up over 200. I don't know if he's on the line. I'm going to put him on the spot. Are you there, Randy?
He's unmuted.
Go for it, my man. Share your story. It's a good one.
Yeah, I was helping out somebody on Discord.
Oh, sorry, my man.
Yeah,
I got that from AJ. Putting people on the spot.
Exactly.
You're trying to be like
We're pros at that now, man. Yeah, go ahead, Randy.
trying to be like AJ. That's not a bad role model. I think he was talking about what, my story on Detonator?
Yeah, I was saying you have a good story of how you started with a little bit, because some people are new and it's hard to see or envision what the future looks like. And you've been here for a few months, starting off with what, 30 LPs, was it?
Yeah, I started day one with Detonator with 30 LP I took from the farms. And, my initial goal was, to hit 100 LP, and then I would start doing a 5162, but on a daily point where I would compound 18 hours, and then the last 6 hours I would claim. So I reached my 100. I had put in a little bit more here and there during that. So, but once I hit my 100, I started doing that, and I started putting that into the auto vault to save as a savings plan. But then as the market continued to slide down a little bit, I'm like, I need to DCA even more in this. And So I stopped putting it in the auto farms and I actually put it back into Detonator, and also continued to compound as much. And it was only a few days ago that I was over 200. Now it's over 208, 210. I mean, it just keeps growing exponentially now because it's has more to compound. So I'm just going to
Exactly.
continue to do that while the market's down. And really, if when I got in and LPs were over $100 a piece, once it gets back up to that, then maybe I'll start putting it back into the the auto vault or the farm. But I should have probably about 500 by then, at least.
Yep. Yeah, that's a great strategy. And I think the important thing people need to remember, Bull says this, AJ, all of us, don't look at the dollar value. Obviously, that's important, but that's only important on the day down the road when Ethereum is, 2, 3, 4, 5x and up, and you start, really making some serious money. Because whether Ethereum and EMP today are at $1,000 or 4,000 or even 200, all of that is irrelevant because you're earning in LPs. And that LP that you earn doesn't change. Like say in the detonator, you keep compounding. The price is irrelevant because you're earning LPs. It will fluctuate up and down depending on the market conditions. At the end of the day, down the road, when you've really stacked up, just like Red has done in a short time frame, going from 30 to 200, and now with compound interest, if you ever look at the chart, the compound and simple interest start off together. It's like neck and neck. And then as it starts separating in the graph, then it goes parabolic. So it's those last compounds that make all the difference. And then that's when you really care about the price, when it's time to actually, profit. Today is the day that you accumulate and then let that compounding do its magic, which takes a little time. But before you know it, you go from 30 to 200 to 400 to 1,000 LPs. Right, Randy?
Yes, sir. And just to mention, I was working with Crypto Pasota. He put together in Discord, he translated some of the white page into Spanish. And so we're going to get that. It's a PDF that's on the Spanish channel on Discord. So if anybody needs that.
Excellent. And then, AJ was talking on the AMA with James Pelton earlier. One of the strategies is using the nodes as a personal boardroom. With the boardroom not printing, there is another way we can earn EMP, and that's through nodes, and that's how you responsibly use nodes. So if you aped into nodes, you're doing it backwards because now you have this excess amount of EMP, and now you're scrambling to do something with it. The real magic is when you can get your farm emissions in ESHARE rewards to equal what you earn through nodes, whether that be one mini node or a giga node or 10 giga nodes, it doesn't matter. It depends on your position. But when you can get those two pools to match in daily rewards, dollar-wise, that allows you to make more LPs at a faster rate than just farming alone. There's nothing wrong with farming, but if you want to utilize nodes and turn it to your personal boardroom, you can earn anywhere from 50 to 60% faster LP production by having that balanced strategy.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. And that again, we call it the infinite money loop or the light bulb moment. I mean, once you really understand how to utilize those percentages, that is when you can absolutely maximize your returns as an investor, and it's also the best possible strategy you can have for our protocol. And again, I mean, we talked about it again in the AMA today about how simple everything boils down to. So really, yes, human nature, and greed does take over. But it's as simple as just not selling EMP right now, so that we can regain PEG. And then we all make more money in that situation. There is no ulterior motives. There is no hidden agenda. Everything is based on math in the protocol, and it's that simple. It's that don't sell EMP, price goes up, EMP goes back to PEG, and now everybody profits that much more in the ecosystem, and we'll get there. I mean, again, this isn't a a rant or a bitch session. So this is a just giving everybody the facts. And again, I think that it's only a matter of time before we do recover PEG. We didn't even mention the liquid capital raise today on this AMA. I mentioned it in the James Pelton AMA, but we're almost at $500,000 that's been contributed to the liquid capital raise. Again, we get 20% of that, so it's about 100 grand in liquid, again, liquid capital, pun intended, that will be coming into the protocol, and we will definitely be using that to help support PEG. We're never going to announce a buyback ahead of time because, again, there's opportunity to, front run that or exploit that. But we do have every intention of using those funds to support PEG, and it could be a week, it could be another month, but we'll eventually get back to PEG. It's not if, it's when. And then I think once that happens, a lot of us that have been in the protocol already know this, but a lot of the newcomers will see the absolute power that a fully functioning ecosystem on both PEG and everything else, the gains to be had are insane. So, and once we do recover PEG, we'll have a lot easier time maintaining PEG because, all of us that have stuck through this, are good actors. We know how the system works, and we know how to protect the protocol overall. So, all right, awesome. Bull, any other questions or comments? I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties too, Bull. If you don't mind, Bull, can you actually text my wife? I know that's kind of
Yeah.
everybody says that might not be something you want to hear on a live stream, huh? Text my wife, no. But yeah, can you let her know that we're having some technical difficulties, brother? So
Yeah, for sure,
all right,
man. For
thanks,
sure.
bro. So yeah, I see there was one more question in the Telegram about and Joe touched on it a little bit about daily burst. We do have some awesome additions that we think. Again, I don't want to say changes because Detonator is very powerful the way it is. But we do have some additions to Detonator that we're hoping to roll out over the next few weeks that will make Detonator even more powerful and help with that, daily burst. Everybody wants to, get hyper focused on the daily burst. But remember, like Joe said earlier, as long as you're compounding, even if you do lose some daily burst over time, that is just the minimum that you're getting every day. And so, even through hyper compounding, you're building those LP positions. And again, if you're focused on stacking LP rather than dollar value, you are going to see insane gains once the price of Ethereum actually recovers. So those are, again, just some background of why we say what we say, but I'm happy to elaborate on that as well.
Hey AJ, this is Anthony Crypto.
Hey Anthony, how are you, brother?
Doing great. Thanks for all your comments. I joined just a minute ago, so I noticed since you talked about the daily burst, I put in almost 5,000 now on the Detonator, but my daily burst is 2575, and I wasn't sure. How does that correlate in terms of the deposits versus the daily burst?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and again, Bull or Joe can back me up on this, but I'll give you the breakdown. So, it is fluctuating anywhere from about 0.5 to about 0.8 percent daily as far as what you get based on daily burst. But you have to remember too that the reason there's such a big gap there is because it's also based on the daily volume. So with the market, crashing again over the last 48 hours or so, we haven't seen a lot of new volume coming into Detonator. And so if there's not a lot of new volume or lower snipes than what we have been seeing, then that instant reward is not as high as it can be. So and there's really no way for us to like display instant rewards because we don't know what the volume is going to be. So the daily burst is really the absolute minimum that you're getting every day, and like Joe said a little bit earlier, that is also taking out a 20%. Rather, it's giving back a 20% bonus because if you're compounding, what is displayed on the UI for daily burst and your daily rewards, it's actually 20% more if you're compounding because again, we didn't want to have the UI show a number that when you did that, the number that you actually got was less. So we want to have it the other way around. That's actually a bit of a bonus for you because then people would ask, the UI said I'm getting X and I'm only getting Y. So yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess the only question, so is the at the top of the page when it says earn back 365%, is that the maximum that we would earn?
You're really quiet too, Anthony. Just to let you
Yes.
know.
Sorry, Andy. Yeah,
Is that better?
a little bit. Yeah, go ahead, bro. You said something about the top of the page.
Yeah, at the top of the page it says earn back 365%. Is that the maximum we could earn from the detonator if the dynamics are more conducive with increased, increased volume?
Volume. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. No, I mean, yeah. So again, there is no max, which is the most amazing part of our ecosystem. And so yeah, the 365 would be if you got into Detonator and just claimed every single day from here until you hit that 365 max. That protects the protocol from people getting in and draining the system forever. And that was, I think, what the question at the very top of this AMA was getting at about a max payout. But as long as you're compounding, you never hit that 365%. It's actually much, much more. So I don't know, Joe, you want to elaborate on that? You do a better job of explaining it.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, the detonator, the way it works is for for every dollar or every LP you put in, you get back 3.65%. So one LP deposited, you will get back 3.65. Now, a lot of people think the payback every day is 1% of what you put in, and it's not. It's 365 divided by, you know, uh, 1 year is 1% a day, but that there's no correlation there. It just happens to match percentages with the number of days in the year. Um, Now, what AJ was alluding to is you can get back a lot more than 365 because if you deposit that one LP and you're not claiming every day, especially in the beginning, just like the way Randy did with that 30 LP, by compounding every day, those rewards that you see roll back into your deposit. There's no tax because that's refunded. And now you're getting 365 of what you deposited plus your compound. So imagine if you compound every day on your rewards, how much higher your deposit balance is going to be. So Randy that started with 30 now has 200. He's getting 365% of that 200 LP, not the 30. So it takes a little time to see that, but every compound you do is a mini deposit that also gets that 365 royal treatment, like I like to say.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense, and I appreciate that.
And
Yeah,
one last point, and we bring this up a lot. If you claim every day your daily burst is gonna, I'm echoing a lot. Is that on your end? Maybe. Anyways, if you
Yes.
claimed every day, you would get 365 eventually. But what happens is other people that are depositing compounding are going to outpace your growth because you're not growing anymore. And your share percentage will start to go down, which means your daily burst starts to drop. So it would benefit you greatly by compounding more than you claim because you will actually ROI faster on your initial deposit by compounding more than you claim. And if you follow the 5-2 or the 6-1 strategy, which is you compound 5 days or you compound 6 days and claim only 1 or 2 days, not only are you going to get the ROI faster, but you're actually going to keep growing your deposit balance, which means a never-ending paycheck for years to come. And that's the real goal, is everyone to compound more than they claim, follow that 5-2 or 6-1 strategy, and we could ride this out for a long, long, long time. That's why if you look at other ROIs, and not, throwing shade at other things, but like look at Drip, that has a very similar mechanics, and it has the fixed 1% per day. That doesn't change. So what's the good of it if you get 1% a day, but new deposits aren't coming in to keep the pool balance going up? Where the Detonator adjusts with market conditions and deposits so that we can all ROI longer. And we're also earning Ethereum. Don't forget that. These LPs are not some native token that drop in value like crazy. If you look at the charts at some ROI programs, they could pay 10% a day, but that's meaningless because it's what you have at the end of the day that matters. And being tied to Ethereum in that LP is so powerful because you are ROIing 365% with exposure to Ethereum. And that's something I think a lot of people miss. But when Ethereum recovers, you're going to be like, wow, I get it.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate that. And I also missed it. So I appreciate you reminding me of the value there. In terms of the stake, for the Ethereum, is that going to open up again to invest in that as well?
Yep, absolutely. So that will happen in about 24 days. Forgive me if I that's my technical difficulty here. The website's down, so even we're getting ready for the detonator here. I may have to have you take over, Bull. But yeah, I think it's 24 days. Is that what it is, Bull? If somebody can look up the website for me. That
It is.
Yeah, so that'll open up in 24 days. And then, yes, you will be able. So, those that are already in the ETH staking contracts, they'll have first right of refusal on adding more Ethereum to that. So, we may sell out, so to speak, of the allocation. But if not, then yes, new investors will be able to deposit ETH into that contract.
And just, I don't want to take up all the air here, but I have one more question.
Yeah, no problem, bro. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Anthony. You're just really low, man. You there?
Oh, could you hear me? In terms of the Detonator, in terms of if you win the lottery, how does it work with regard to the cash? Does it go back into the Detonator in terms of your win and allow you to continue to compound, or do you have to redeposit it to allow it to continue to compound?
It's automatically redeposited into your Detonator balance.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Cool sheet. Are you around, buddy?
Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me, baby?
We hear you, baby. What's going on?
Cool sheets.
Bros, how y'all doing, baby? How y'all doing?
Good, brother. Good. Sorry, man. My internet is in and out today. Holy hell. Sorry, guys. I was muted that whole time. Anthony, sorry. Thanks for taking over, Bull. And then, yeah, cool sheets. How are you, man? We're almost ready for Detonator, bro. Right? Are you excited?
Man, I'm excited as always. I'm going to try not to miss this compound because I can't let you get in front of me, bro.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Keep up, right? Keep up. Yeah.
Hey, man, I was listening to Randy's story, man. I love that story, dog. I got a similar story. You know, I started out with about roughly 40 LPs, man. And I have not added at all. I just been compound for, what has it been, 3 months now, 4 months now? I can't even remember. And I'm at almost 200 LPs, baby. Almost 200 LPs. And then when the magic hit, remember when magic hit, and man, I just been drawing out, been tossing that into to magic.
Yeah.
And just been building that thing up because I know that they take that fee and they burn them EMPs, man, gonna help us get back up to peg. And so once we do that, we get back to peg, then we can start talking about maybe taking some profits, especially if ETH will get off its ass, and come on up, because right now it ain't looking too good. But when ETH gets off its ass, maybe we'll all be happy. But anyway, I just figured I'd share that story that, me and Rand had almost the same kind of thing going on there. And I thought that'd be pretty cool to share. So
yeah, awesome, brother, no doubt. Well, we always love hearing again with that testament, because it's one thing for us to say it, it's another thing to have actual community members, back up that story. And it's true, bro. That's the beautiful power of Detonator, is that as long as you're consistent, you can compound through any market dip that we've seen. And again, to be about, like you said, 4 or 5 months in to Detonator overall, and to be this sustainable, regardless of fluctuating daily bursts and people not understanding it can be less than 1% a day. I mean, the beauty of the protocol is its sustainability. So, and I say this analogy a lot about having $100 today or $10 a week, for the next 10 years. And obviously you would want that second option. So we're really trying to build that, man. And I think we pretty much have. I mean, we're seeing it grow and really maintain among even with the crypto market being destroyed. So for sure, cool.
no, I tell you what, bro. My the drip team I'm in, baby. I got a gentleman that I'm probably going to bring into the Detonator, and I mean, I was just telling him that same story, bro. That this Detonator is paying it's been paying the same for what, 3 or 4 months straight, and I've been claiming going to Magic, and I'm still getting the same burst plus a little bit because you get that 20%. But
sure.
What can I say? I'm doing like a 2-1. I'm not gonna do a 2 compound 1 claim, and I'm still getting paid the same thing, man. It's who else is doing that, bro? Who else is doing that?
No doubt, brother. And it is, as long as you're keeping your capital in the ecosystem, that's another beautiful part about Detonator. I mean, we always recommend responsible profit taking, like you said. If you're going ham and compounding everything, that really is the best way to build LPs. But like you said, even if you do a 6-1 or a 5-2 strategy, rather than breaking that LP and selling the ETH or selling the EMP, what other protocol allows you to earn on top of what you've already earned? And that by exactly what you said, by putting the LP into the farms to again create more ESHARE, and then have that perpetual loop keep going. So yeah, it's really powerful, bro.
No, bro, I love it, man. I just forgot to share that story. I appreciate you guys as always, bro. Man, hey, keep that mustache strong, and hey, man, EMP for life, baby.
Hell yeah, cool seats. All right, brother. Yeah, no doubt, man. Yes, my mustache and beard kit will be on the merchandise store shortly. So yeah, right on, brother. All right, awesome. Well, we're gonna jump right into Detonator. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen now that I have internet back. Man, never a dull moment around here, huh? Holy cow. All right, let's go ahead and.
No, man. If Cool Sheet didn't have a different name, I would think it was him and Randy were the same guy.
Yeah, totally. All right, awesome. Well, here it is, Detonator, our shining light in all its glory. One of the most incredible, most sustainable and incredible ROI contracts ever created. Again, we transact in EMP ETH LP. You deposit those LP tokens into the contract. They are then locked, and you get a percentage of those given back to you every day. And in theory, again, you're able to pull out more than you put in over a long period of time. And so this is really, really powerful for us as a protocol because it adds a lot more locked liquidity into our ecosystem. But it's also really powerful for you as the investor because not only are you able to earn over much more than what you put in. Again, 365, but you're also able to have that exposure to Ethereum. So, and this is something we brought up in the AMA today with James Pelton. We've said it on our own AMAs a few times. Is that Detonator turns paper handlers into diamond handlers. So, imagine having buying Ethereum at $10, and then watching it go up to $4,000, where you would have been so tempted to sell ETH, 10 times over on the way up. And so had you only held from $10 all the way up, your gains would have been, exponentially higher. So with Detonator, you're able to again have that decision made for you. Meaning, again, you're able to withdraw once a week or over a long period of time, and theoretically, ETH would be higher and higher in price, and you would be forced to diamond hand your Ethereum, which in turn gets you a much better return on your Ethereum. So it really is, there's so many ways to benefit from Detonator, and there's so many ways to play the game. It is a game, the risk is that the pool balance drains, that there is no funds to pay out the rewards. But even with the market absolutely brutalized, we've seen the pool balance either grow or maintain for 4 months straight. So and we don't see an end in sight, especially when we have a lot more income and users coming in on the next bull run. Some of the updates we have planned for Detonator, it's a win-win for everybody. So, all right, we have about 7 minutes left before the rollover. Again, we give away 1% of the overall pool to our largest depositor of the day. Currently, that is $28,693 or 836 LP. The largest depositor today is only 33 LP. So we'll see if that takes it down. I have a feeling there might be some snipers circling. We've seen the largest deposit get a lot of good deals over the last few days, and that's the beauty of our game theory. You never know when a good time to get in might be. We capitalize on that human greed element, and it rewards all of us that are already in Detonator, and again allows you to grow your position and the overall Detonator pool balance sustainably. And then we also give 1% to a random lottery winner. So we call it a lottery because it's easier to understand, but really it's a flat out giveaway, because as long as you're depositing in a Detonator, you still get credit for those deposits. The lottery is just the gravy on top, and that again is another $28,700 for those that are able to win. So we reward minnows and whales alike, and we really feel like we have developed one of the most incredible contracts in DeFi and in crypto. So, Bull, anything else you want to add? I kind of rushed through that. We're running out of time a little bit, but go ahead, bro.
No, man, you're always doing a good job explaining it, and in a different way every day, right? Because that's the important thing, is that it's, a message is going to resonate differently with different people. So I like how you change it up every day, but still spitting the truth. So,
For sure, brother.
The thing I like about, the Detonator obviously is it turns paper hands into diamond hands, but I always go back to that it's LP, right? And it's LP that, is on the farm. The Detonator itself is, I think, 3 million liquidity, and the liquidity on the farm is around 10 or 11, if I'm not mistaken. And so when I look at that, that's real magic too, because the contract is built in such a way that people can't take out those winnings and then drain the contract to death. It's you can be rewarded for being doing positive actions inside of it. But the real bonuses, and Joe touched on it, is the longevity, right? Is we don't want this to be a one and done, and 100 people have won it and then the contract is dead and nobody ever wants to go in the contract again. we can clearly see people joining this every day, and the pool balance, going up. And yeah, of course, there is some daily burst questions because of just how the market goes up and down. But the reality is the most beautiful part of the contract is the longevity and the sustainability, and the continual growth. Because you look at the users 3463, see, it's relatively small. Still a lot of people, right? But just imagine when this is 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, what these pool prizes are going to be. And, you said you're making some beefy upgrades to it, so to speak. I don't think that was your term, that was mine. But, I like the idea of it, because everything that we've seen here has been a value add to the system. And everybody that's a part owner here has been a beneficiary of it, regardless of if we've been above peg or not. And so I look at all of the system in total, that it's amazing to see how the pieces fit together. And I don't care. I've been involved with a whole bunch of 10x, 100x, 1000x type of projects, and this is by far and away my favorite project, because you can see people building and not just their bags, but their knowledge and the confidence in themselves and one another. And that's another special part of the Detonator and EMP is all the things that people are learning here, the friendships that they're making, and their bags aren't just growing. And that's great, because we are all here to make money. But really importantly too, we're here to learn stuff and build for the future. And that's where the Detonator comes into play. That's where that LP comes into play. And all those things are really kind of the secret sauce and the magic that make up Detonator.
Absolutely, Bull. No doubt. And again, I mean, we do things differently at EMP. I think that a lot of you that have been here for more than a couple of days already see that. If you are new here, welcome. And, our actions will speak louder than our words. For all of you that may be joining us recently or coming over from James Pelton, in the AMA today, we're happy to have you. And so my point to that is, yes, I mean, we are not the next, like Bill said, 1000x project. We never claimed that we would be. And really, as a DeFi user, we want to encourage people to actually generate yield on their holdings, because that is how the wealthiest people in the world have gained their wealth. It's not about buying a shit token or gambling on
and kept it.
Yeah,
and kept it
and
grew
right?
it.
Exactly. It's not about buying a lottery ticket or, and again, not our lottery, meaning, hoping that you buy a scratch off and hope you hit the lottery. It's about really investing into protocols long term that create sustainable yield for you and passive income over time. And having multiple revenue streams through these protocols really can give you life-changing wealth and give you the freedom that we all want in this world. So, all right, 1 minute left. Good luck to everybody. I think we saw a snipe come in 61 LP. We'll see if that holds up. If you are a winner of the largest snipe or the lottery, we'd love to hear from you live. Please feel free to join us here on Telegram if you wanna speak or again celebrate with us in the comments on YouTube. So Bull, here we go, bro. 40 seconds. How are we on tickets?
8,500.
All right, here we go. 30 seconds. 25 seconds. Let's see. Will 61 LP take it? 20 seconds. Good luck, everybody. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Baby.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Is 61 gonna take it?
Oh my God. No. Is 369.
All right, let me refresh.
Wait. Is that late? Three. Oh, okay.
I don't know. We have a lot of volume. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties. My internet is
Let's see.
really lagging. Let's see if BSC will or
Three,
somebody can get on that.
369. Yep,
All right, so
369 got
369
it.
took it, and I think there was probably even another snipe in between there because the
Yep.
pool balance is looking very healthy. Again, let me do one last final refresh here. Bear with me, everybody. All right, so the number is 84,888 LP. Lots of eights. I love to see that. And so even with the last minute snipe of only about 346, I think you said, Bull, we saw
369.
Yeah, 369. I love it. Good number, right? So
Trip. Yep.
yeah, Trip Jammer. I don't know if he came in, but he loves ending all of his deposits in 69. So anyway, it looks really healthy. And that's the beauty of our game theory is even though we may see some smaller snipes going in, the fact that people want to outbid each other still adds to the overall pool balance. So we are at a new all-time high pool balance by at least 100 LP. It looks like more like 150 LP of 84,888 LP. Again, even though the market is having another leg down, Detonator is continuing to just absolutely be a monster in the crypto space. So if you're not already in Detonator, now might be a time to get in. Not financial advice, but every day you're not in Detonator is a day that you're not earning. So again, shout out to all of you that are here. So all right, I gotta cut it early today, Bull, or right on time, I guess. Usually we've been trying to keep it to about 1 hour. I've been talking for the last 3 hours straight. So, but yeah, anything you want to add, Bull? Before we wrap it up, go ahead, bro.
Nope. Why do I always say no? I don't know why I say that. Anyway,
go ahead, man.
Of course, with a bit of the market meltdown, everybody's probably a little bit on edge. But hey, remember, in the northern hemisphere, it's summer. Get outside, feel the sun on your face, go for a walk. Go for a walk with your sweetheart, play with your kids in the backyard, call up some friends, get outside. Just go do something, step away from your computer. Come back recharged after some time out with friends or family, or just yourself.
Yes, great advice, Bull. Again, we get so caught up on the day-to-day that we want to be watching charts and looking for that next hidden gem. But sometimes it's great to just enjoy life, go out and do what you can while the weather is great, and again, have a little bit of a reset so that you can get your mind right and be dedicated to what we're doing here. So, all right, awesome, everybody. If you are your first time here, we're happy to have you. Thanks to all of you. We had some great numbers on the live stream today as far as viewers. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share these videos with others. I know, again, we had an awesome AMA with James Pelton today. Make sure you go show him some love. And if anybody is interested in getting into EMP, we also have some standalone videos on our YouTube channel that are 3 or 4 minutes, easy to listen to, other than a 1 or 2 hour AMA if you want to learn about our ecosystem. So, all right, again, we do this every single day, and that's another thing that makes EMP really special. So, with that, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good day.